All right, let's start. Um, this is a slide presentation, and I just want to show you my disclaimer here. This is not an official meeting of the township. It's my opinion. And this is a agenda. I think a lot of people are interested in the Chick Fil A on the bypass and the plastic bag ban, which began on the April 9th. Um, there's a development, if you might be familiar with, at the corners of Newtown. They revised the plan. The comprehensive plan, I did a housing analysis, which may or may not be interesting, relating to the growth of population and the housing development that is in the process. The Washington Crossing Bridge, you might have heard, is plans are to replace that bridge. And at the last Board of Supervisors meeting, we had a discussion of that and whether or not we would support a resolution by Upper Makefield, and we'll talk about that. The township is applying for a loan to replace all the street lights with LED bulbs, and it's possible there may be additional road paving involved. We'll talk about that. And there's some ditch that's opened up on Lower Darlington Road along the trail that I've been um, looking at. So first is the Chick Fil A on the bypass. Now, I know it's not technically on the bypass. The entrance is on would be on Newtown Yardley Road. And but Wawa is also not on the bypass, but they're on both on corners of Newtown Yardley Road and the bypass. And the Chick Fil A would be where the TD Bank is. Um, that TD Bank is currently empty. I'll ask everybody just to keep on mute while I go through this presentation, and then afterwards we can have a question and answer. This would require multiple zoning variances, and one of the things that they are asking for is a drive-through is not something that's allowed in this zone, I believe. Also, they're asking to have signage that faces the bypass. And they were supposed to meet at the uh, Planning Commission about a week or so ago, and they asked to postpone that meeting. So this will ultimately be decided at the zoning hearing board on and scheduled now for June 6th. A big question is, what about the Chick Fil A on West Road by the Acme shopping center? Now, I had suggested that maybe that Chick Fil A will close, but it may not. Uh, the reason why I thought it might close is because way back in 2020, that Chick Fil A asked to get some permission to expand the kitchen and to widen the road west drive there so that when cars line up to go into the Chick Fil A, there'll be a separate lane for that, and it won't block traffic. Um, but that was back in 2020 when it was approved, and they haven't done anything. And I was just wondering why they haven't done anything yet. But, I heard some things. I heard some things. So maybe it's going to move, but maybe not. And I don't know. So don't spread any rumors that I said it was going to move. It's just my opinion. I thought they could be moving that store, but there are other locations like in where other townships where they have two Chick Fil A. So it's totally possible. The next thing is the plastic bag ban has became effective on April 9th, and retail stores must stop supplying customers with non-recyclable plastic bags and offer 100% recyclable plastic paper bags. And that's what I'm showing here. I recently had an episode at McCaffrey's where I forgot to bring my own bag, and I got one of these paper bags. And one of the things that happened to me was that something leaked in the bag, and I should have been prepared for that, and I wasn't. So the lesson is make sure you bring your own bags. People have been asking about the fee. The ordinance that was passed by the township allows uh, uh, retailers to charge up to 10 cents per bag. And the reason for that is that it helps offset the cost of these special recyclable bags. Believe it or not, some of them are not totally recyclable, but or don't come from a recycled raw forest or whatever. But mainly it encourages consumers to bring their own bag, which is one of the goals of the ordinance. So I've been bringing my own bag for a long time. My recent visit to McCaffrey's, I just didn't have one in the car at the time, so my bad. The next thing is this development that's been going on for a few months at the corners at Newtown Place, which is located at the southwest corner of Newtown, Richborough Road, and South Sycamore Street. Um, this there's a rendering here which shows what it would look like along South Sycamore Street, and they're requesting an amendment to the zoning to allow what's called a B11 use, which is like a parking core apartment building. That is behind the buildings here is a parking structure, and people can get into that structure directly from their apartments, I'm assuming. But it requires a change to the zoning ordinance. And initially, I think they were asking for 120 units. Uh, this revision, and then it was, I think they had a revision where it was 110 units. And now they're asking for a revision of 100 units. And in the current zoning, there's only a certain number of dwelling units per acre allowed. Now, it's complicated how they um, calculate this and which acres are really involved. But according to the developer, this would be 17 dwelling units per acre. Like I said, it was originally 35, then it was a 20, now it's 17, whereas only 3.2 dwelling units per acre are allowed in this district. And that's been a sore point with the planning commission. Several members think this is too dense. And so they're going to have to come before the planning commission again. What's interesting about this is the number of residents that they total number that they claim, which is 152 total residents, which works out to 1.52 people per unit. Now, there are different types of units. There's, like I said, there's just 41 bedrooms and 62 bedrooms. I think this is a conservative number, my opinion again, because say 41 bedroom, I mean, I would say mostly there would be two people in a one bedroom. If you have two bedrooms, like a 62 bedroom, well, I would say you would have maybe three people. I don't know why you would want two bedrooms, but anyway, their estimate is 152 total residents. Later on, I'm going to be talking about the comprehensive plan. Right now, I'm going to be talking about it. I don't know if you know, but the township and the jointure have been working on a 10-year plan that started way back in, I don't know, 2018, or I don't know. It has to replace a 2009 plan, so we should have had a new plan on 2019 or effective 2020. So it's about 4 or 5 years behind schedule, really. And one of the things I wanted to look at was the growth in the number of housing. And this plan has been really developed by the Bucks County Planning Commission. They're using data from the Census Bureau. And keep in mind that these numbers here are predicting growth between 2020, when this plan should have been in effect, to 2030, 10-year plan, right? And the Bucks County Planning Commission had projected that there would be a need for 96 new dwelling units, houses, basically. I think that is low, and I'll go through my analysis in a minute here. For example, you got, between 2020 and 2023, we had several housing developments that have already begun, like this Mayfield, formerly Arcadia Green, single-family homes, 60 single-family homes. Now, I get a number of, for family homes like this, the average number of people would be 2.42. So that represents 145 persons. The 2.42 is a number I got from the US Census in Pennsylvania average. This one, the Toll Brothers along Twining Bridge Road and Durham Road, just north of the township center. It's already been approved for 45 single homes. Again, this would work out to be 109 people. These are a couple of things that are not yet approved. We just talked about the 100 unit apartment building on South Sycamore and Newtown and Richborough Road. And there's another one that was proposed a while ago, where they have said that we we need to have the ordinance change so that they can allow this in the OR district. Again, this is the 225 unit Kushner Real Estate multi-story apartment building, which is down the road on from the Wawa. And these two together would be 494 people. So my analysis by this estimate says by 2030, there would be an increase in population of 746 people, which is more than 3 times what the Bucks County Planning Commission um, estimates. So right now, I'm thinking this comprehensive plan, the reason why the projection is important, according to the Bucks County Planning Commission, we need to know if there's enough available space without changing the zoning to allow the projected growth. And since the Bucks County Planning Commission, projected a growth of only 96 dwelling units for an increase in population of like what, I'm not sure, 3 times less than what I'm saying here. So they're projecting 242, something like that. And they were saying that we have enough space that we don't have to change the zoning. Meanwhile, going back, these two proposed projects want to change the zoning. So you have to change the zoning to allow these projects. So, I'm saying that we're having some problems with development that requires, eventually, if the developers win, we have to change the zoning. And that's going to be interesting. The Washington Crossing Bridge. I imagine a lot of people might have heard that the authority that oversees this bridge believes that it is something that no longer complies with the current standards and they think it should be replaced. And they actually put it out for a bid to do that. And the Upper Makefield Board of Supervisors passed a resolution in March to, they had many concerns about replacing the bridge. It's a historic bridge. They think it would, mostly they were complaining about the impact of traffic. And they made several, criticisms of the plan. And I agreed with a lot of them, but I also think there should be a new bridge. I don't know about you, but I've gone over that bridge several times, and I know, there's been incidents where you can lose your mirrors and so on. There's always going to be an increase in traffic, and the bridge is just not going to be able to handle it. And but there was an idea somebody had at a recent Meet Mack Monday meeting that maybe the old bridge should be preserved for pedestrian use and use by cyclists. I like that idea. The Upper Makefield also suggested that there should be an environmental impact study, and there should be better communications with the community, and Upper Makefield should be consulted during the process, and I would support that. And at the last Board of Supervisors meeting, the consensus decided that Newtown Township should support Upper Makefield's opposition to the plan to replace the bridge. And I think we the township sent a letter to Upper Makefield stating that support. The debt service loan. The township plans to apply for a $1 million loan. Now, the payback in terms of where the money is coming from to pay back this loan has been approved in the 2024 budget. We increased the real estate tax by 1 mil. So it's possible that we be able to pay back this loan. And the loan would be approved to pay for the LED street light replacement plan. And I'm told that perhaps there may end road paving, and this may allow for 1 additional mile of road to be paved this year, instead of maybe around 2 miles of road, which currently is projected. We may be able to pave 3 miles of road. That's still short of the required minimum of 3.5 miles of paving per year, just to keep up with current conditions. So I think everybody knows that we need more work on the roads. Finally, I had noticed, well, way back in August last year, a resident noticed this strange cutout when Lower Darlington Road was repaved. And we all wondered what that was. And from the information I got from the township, this notch that you see in the road, a cutout or whatever you call it, it's just north of Frost Lane, was there to allow access to an underground storm drainage. You know, I don't know what, but I don't know if there's even anything under that ground. But in any case, in February, you began to notice people ran into this starting in February. And actually, the road has been crumbled. So they finally put some cones there, and they think they're going to try to get the the company that repaved the road to fix it. And I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do or when that's going to happen, but it's still, to me, it's a hazard. I mean, cones or no cones, you don't want to drive into that ditch, which I call the Darlington Deep Ditch. Anyway, that's my presentation. I hope you visit my website and you can get more information.